in the Water Rat Camaro on the Coke lane.
They'll have different numbers on them because they're re-entering. Different.
He's dialed at 664. He's sponsored by AutoZone. Danny Thomas is out of Henderson, Tennessee in the 74 Vega. He's dialed at 665. Only 1/100th of a second gap in dial-in. You'll never see that one on the tree. This will look like a heads-up race right here. Both will launch at the same time. Here we go. Pratt's out there with a better tree. It's close, just a few thousandths of a second. They're going to the line. Breakout by 1/1000th of a second. Pratt breaks out by 1/1000th. That means that Danny Thomas and the Little Vega gets the win. That's a tough break for Carl Pratt. Better tree, cuts a 12 tree and breaks out by just 1/1000th of a second.
113 in. Right lane, 98.
The Cockrell Brothers race team coming up on the Coca-Cola side. The Cavaliers, Z-Car. Dials at 608. David Woolley, the Wild and Woolley, Malibu, is on the Jasper engine lane. He's dialed at 698. 9/10ths of a second gap in dial. Woolley gets the jump by 9/10ths of a second, almost 2 bulbs on the tree. Here we go. Oh, we got a red light start for the Cockrell Brothers. This one's over before it starts. David Woolley will pull the win, runs a 699 off a 698 and a 25,000 tree. So David Woolley with a good run. The Cockrell Brothers redlining by about 23 thousandths of a second. Running a 609 off a 608. Good run, just starting too soon. Dale Morris out of Jackson at Knockin' Fire Nova. Dial 733. Steve Church, the Dixie Rebel Camaro. Dials at 7.4 on the Jasper engine side. This is a close one, 7/100ths of a second. You'll see it on the tree, but those bulbs will be running down pretty close. 11/1000ths of a second tree for Dale Morris. The Knockin' Fire Nova's got the edge. Can Church make it up? Breakout on the tower side. Morris cuts the better tree. He gets there first, but he breaks out by 29/1000ths of a second as Stevie Church runs a 742 off a 7.4. The Dixie Rebel gets that win. Denis Robertson, Pinson, Tennessee, the 67 Camaro on the tower side, the Coke side at 614. Billy Harder in that Mercury out there, got the jump. The Camaro got a slightly better tree, 9/1000ths of a second. Is it enough? Breakout. Spectator side with a win as Denis Robertson breaks out by 7/1000ths of a second. So Billy Harder, we've got a lot of breakouts so far. They'll get them adjusted as we go through the night. But the Mercury gets the break of the brag at that time. Up next, James Western out of Lexington, 67 Camaro dialed at 675. Look at that, James Porter out of Somerville. His Camaro's dialed at 673, 2/100ths of a second. You won't see that on the tree either. It's heads up time. Oh, we got a red light. On the tower side, the Coke side, the spectator side, Camaro pulls the win at a 670 with a 9 at 103 miles an hour. That's picking up and going at 660 feet. Porter with a win. He may adjust it down. We'll have a lot of these cars. They can re-enter after round 1. And then it's win every round thereafter to get into the money. Up on the Coca-Cola side, Jim Adams out of Bolivar, Tennessee, a 1970 Chevy Nova dialed at 679. Takes on Michael Scott out of Lexington, 72 Nova, dialed at 731. The white Nova goes first off the line. Red light. So Jim Adams has got a gimme here. And he takes it through at 678 with a 4, breaking out by 6,000. But Jim Adams, the matchmaker, picks up that win on the red light start by Mike Scott. It walks too soon. It hits that red. Lynn Allen is out of Hornsby, Tennessee. He's coming up in the Coke lane in a 68 Camaro dialed at 7.9. Bobby Hill is out of Jackson, Tennessee. Plymouth Laser dials at 662, so the Chevrolet goes first on the launch. This is Pro Bragging. This is round one of many tonight as we count it down toward bonus money on the Mighty Auto Parts. Bonus bracket Saturday night here at the Jackson Dragway. Oh, they're close on the tree. Separated by 0.005 of a second. Anybody can do it. Breakout on the tower side by 11,000, so the Mopar gets the win. Good looking run. They were pushing them that time all the way. Lynn Allen cutting that tree by just 0.005 of a second. Great lights on both sides, but Bobby Hill, the Mopar, gets the win. Terry Hart. On the tower side. In the Vega, 71 takes on Anthony Naylor out of Henderson in the 67 Chevy 2. Are the reds on from down there or from up here?
720.
Now we got it. 7-2 on the spectator side for Anthony Naylor, 67 Chevy 2. Midtown Machine Shop man, a 603 on the tower side for the 71 Vega Terry Hart. Drivers double checking those dial ins, which is appropriate because if a stage and a dial is incorrect, it's theirs. So they just double checking, making sure they're right. We got a little over a second gap in dial in here. The spectator side of the Jasper engine side, Chevy 2 will go first. Then the 71 Vega will take off. What a tree! Anthony Naylor out there with a double 04 light smoking off the line, but he doesn't get the win. Terry Hart comes back with a 606 off a 603. So Naylor cut the light but didn't run the dial, and Terry Hart comes in on the backside with a Vega to pull that win. James Fullerton up next with a Rude Awakening Chevrolet on the tower side. Dwayne Gowdy out of Williston in that 70 Nova. Pretty close dial here. We got a 767 on the Jasper engine side for the green Nova. Got a 755 on the tower side for James Fullerton in a Rude Awakening Chevrolet. So they're separated by 0.012 of a second. And that's pretty close in the bracket business.
Hold up just a second before you call streets so we can get all these.
Okay.
Please.
What's happening?
Winter died for a minute.
Got a red light start on the Jasper engine side, so Fullerton in the Rude Awakening Chevrolet will pull the win. Hits a 759 off a 755 with a 29 tree. And Fullerton goes to round 2. Now we got a Mopar Chevy run coming. Alan Webb out of Camden, Tennessee, coming up with a 71 Nova, dialed at 745. Elmer Scott's out of Lexington. He's on the Jasper engine side with a 69 Road running Plymouth, dialed at 686. Just over a half-second gap in dial. The Chevrolet will go first. They're bringing to the line. This is Pro round 1. We'll have a slight gap between Pro and Street while we check the printer down at the other end. Whoa, got a red light start. And a big one. So Scott coasts through on this one, pulls a 42 tree, and hits a 684 with a 5 at 100.3 miles an hour. And he got the breeze through round 1 on that one. Up next, Darrell King. The Kicking Asphalt Chevrolet 72 Nova dial at 724. Takes on Randy Birmingham out of Jackson. 67 Camaro dialed at 7.3. 0.06 of a second gap in dial. Just 0.06 of a second gap in dial. So this is a close one. Oh, we got a race here. Separated off the tree by 0.02 of a second. It's anybody's. Tower side with a win by 0.02 of a second. 724 with a 3 off of 724. 730 with a 5 off 730. And that was a run. Separate those things by 2 thousandths down at the end. Junior Spellings and Tim Morris up next. Spellings running the Fiat. The Blue Angel. Well, that'll be a freebie for Junior anyway if he stay on the track. If he can get her down to the end, he'll get the win. Blue Angel breaking up the line, apparently.
You need to see David.
So we're going to check it out here.
Blue shirt that's Jackson Dragway on the back.
So Tim Morris breaking right there at the line, so. Let Tim know we got his card here and get that signed at the Tower. Junior Spellings. Tough start there for Junior, pulling hard. The Fiat's pulling on him, but he picks up the win anyway. We're going to get a break in the action here. We're going to check the printer at the other end for a moment. And we'll get back to action here at the Jackson Dragway on a Mighty Auto Parts Saturday. So we're going to get sought in and ready to go with the next round. This will be street class.
If we can find our staging correctly.
All right, we're getting set back in. Getting the track crew placed. Glad to have you with us. And don't forget the Pro Mods will be here in 2 weeks. The field will include a modified 1992 Corvette and a Pro Modified S10 pickup, which ought to be interesting, and it'll be Ernest Jones. You'll see a variety of cars this round of racing, race fans. Cars that run 7.5 and up. We'll be in street, and we'll have some gaps in dial-in guaranteed here. Coming up first, out of Jackson, Tennessee, will be Terry Brown.
I think it's 39.
Capri Chevrolet, and he's going to dial it at 1061. He'll be running the Coke side, the Tower side, taking on Bobby White out of Beach Bluff in the 74 Vega, dial at 757. So it's a 3-second gap in dial. That is 2 full runs on the tree. The Capri will go first, and the little Vega will set there for 3 seconds and then take off after it. This will be a pretty easy one for the Vega. Vega's going to coast through for the win on this one off at an 8-4. And Bobby White picks up that win, and he picks it up pretty easily. Up next, street class. Donnie Melson out of Jackson, Tennessee, 74 Nova, dialed at 805. Taking on Mike Fielder out of Caruthersville, Missouri. The 82 Chevy truck. Dialed at 909. About a 1-second gap in dial. Spectator side goes first. Tower side's got the better of the 2 trees on the Coke lane. Donnie Melson's got the edge on the light. They're headed to the line, and the Tower side gets the win. Tree time the difference that time, as Mike Fielder in the pickup truck actually got closer to dialing on that run. But Melson had a big edge on the tree. Ronnie Atkins out of Linden, Tennessee, coming up with the 71 Malibu, dialed at 803. Takes on Mike Smith out of Medina, 69 Camaro. He's on the Jasper engine side, dialed at 821. 1800ths of a second gap in dial. You'll see it on the tree, but it's not much, as the two Chevrolets come up side by side. Street class round one, headed to round two. Spectator side, Mike Smith on the Jasper engine side. The Camaro with the better of the two trees. To the line they go. Spectator side with a win. 8:28 off an 8:21 for Mike Smith, and he takes the Camaro into the next round. Bart Milam is next out of Lexington, driving the 67 Camaro, dialed at 774. Takes on Philip Church out of Humboldt, the Silverado, dialed at 1039. Silverado goes first in the Jasper engine lane. The Silverado has the better tree. Is that going to be enough? The Camaro comes on, and the Silverado takes the win, running a 10:46 off a 10:39. Philip Church takes that edge on the tree.
Excuse me. How far does it?
Reverse them, yeah.
How far away does the little microphone pick up?
I don't know. Now, Richard Hughes in the 71 Nova is on the Spectator side, dialed at 10:14. Terry Rumley out of Huntington, the Skylark, dials at 8:76. Spectator side goes first. Got a red light out there on the Spectator side, so the win will go to Terry Rumley on the Tower side. Coming up next, Roger Tacavilla out of Memphis, Tennessee in the 70 Nova, dials at 751 on the Coca-Cola side. Takes on Miles Rumley in the pickup truck. Out of Huntington, Tennessee, dialed at 810. The pickup goes first, but just over a half second, just over one bulb on the tree. Ought to be a good one here. Oh, got a red light start for Miles Rumley. So the man out of Memphis in the Chevy Nova will pull the win on this one. Hits a 753 off a 751 to take it in to round two. Up next, Roy Davis. He's on the Coke side out of Middleton, Tennessee in the 87 Mustang, dials at 976. He'll go first. Beth Hicks out of Humboldt in the 90 Mustang, dials at 927. About a half second gap, about one bulb on the tree. Tower Mustang staging off the rear wheels. It's nice edge if you can get it, but starter's going to back them up and line them up. Now we're bringing them to the lights. Got them staged in. Treeing them down and running. The Jasper engine side, Mustang gets the edge on the light, heads to the line, and gets the win. Beth Hicks takes it into the next round. Dave Tom out of Millington, Tennessee on the Tower side, 66 Chevy 2, dialed at 881. John Davis is out of Huron, Tennessee in the 79 Chevy truck, dialed at 1148. He'll go first.
I need to get a different number or different. What do you want to start? What do you want to do?
Hold on a second. Let me, hand me those loosers, please.
Spectator side, John Davis with the better light. Can the farm truck hang on to the lead? He breaks out by 18 thousandths of a second. John gets there first, but he loses on the break of the brackets. His job comes in on that Chevy 2, closer to Dial. Tim Mayfield is out of Bemis, Tennessee. 69 Chevy truck, dialed at 979 on the spectator side. Dialed at 865. Tower side, Tim Mayfield on the Coca-Cola side. The Chevy truck goes first.
865, left 1015.
We got a 1015 dial on the Tower side. We got an 865 out on the spectator side for Dennis White. Identical reaction time. They both come off the tree at the same time, so they're going to the line. Identical off the tree. Spectator side pulling the win with an 873 off an 865. So Dennis White comes in on the backside to pull the win. Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee. The 91 Chevy half-ton is going to dial at 1065. Jeff Horner's out of Centerville, Tennessee, in the 71 Camaro, dial at 855. So the Coke Lane will go first. Bringing them up, staging them in. Got a red light on the Jasper engine side, so Mark Tracy in the Chevy half-ton will take the win and go to round 2. Tim Western comes up on the Tower side at election in the 72 Nova, dialed at 786, takes on T.D. Holland out of Huntington in the AMX, dialed at 76. Quarter-second gap in dial to round it off, half bulb on the tree. That's the gap. The Nova goes first. The Nova out there with a 003 tree, so they're going to push the AMX. Lining them up, sending them down to the finish line, and Tower side pulls the win at a 787 off a 786 with a 003 tree. Tim Western setting the pace that time. Good run. Tommy Jarnigan out of Bethel Springs, 67 RS Camaro, dials at 847. Takes on Sarah Austin out in the 66 Chevelle, dialed at 922.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, dog.
Timmy.
Spectator side, the Jasper engine side will go first. Sarah Austin takes on Tommy Jarnigan. Sarah Austin got the better of the 2 trees. So the red Chevelle got the lead from the start. We'll see if it's enough. They go to the line. But Tower side coming on back for the win. Tommy Jarnigan pulls up on the backside to run an 853 off an 847. Gets close to the dial and gets the win. The Battle of the Nova is on the line right now. Layford George out of Murray City on the Coke Lane with a 72 dial at 862. Takes on Jeff White out of Savannah. The 69 Nova dial at 855. Got a run here, and Layford George gets a big jump on the light. He's out in front of the Coca-Cola lane. They're going to the line. Is it enough? Layford George pulls a win with an 867 off an 862. Wiley Austin out of Lexington, 66 El Camino. Coming up with the Coke Lane, dialed at 834. Alan Fiddler, 73 Nova Super Sport. The Jasper engine lane, dialed at 885. So the Nova goes first off the line. Street class, round 1. The better tree to the Camino. El Camino got a better light. They're going to the line. It's close. Tower side gets the win. Spectator side there first, but breaks out to do it. So Wiley Austin takes that Camino into the next round. Alan Fiddler was down at the light, so he had to push and risk the breakout. Nothing to lose if you're down at the tree. Tim Crossno out of Bells, Tennessee. In the Camaro, dials at 796. Jeff Kitchen out of Henderson in the 77 Chevy truck at 10-4. The Chevrolet truck goes first. Tree to the tower side. Camaro got the better tree and gets the win.
Wait, okay, I think those numbers.
Robert Morgan, Victoria, Mississippi. 79 pickup truck. What's the matter?
Didn't print it.
Do what?
I didn't print that last round. Yeah.
Well, we can let the other guy go into the next round on a re-entry. Robert Morgan. He'll move first on a 1049. The Vega out in front early in that one, and he'll pull the win.
You pull that one down. Remember which one it is.
We'll just give him an automatic re-entry, okay?
Works for me if it works for him.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Hart out of Enville in the 68 Nova on the Coke Lane, dials 829. Josh Milam out of Huntington. The Dodge truck is out there at 1082. He'll go first. The pickup truck moves first. Got a red light start there. So Jerry Hart will pick up the win in the Nova. It's going to send it down anyway. Got a 180-60 at work. And hits an 827 breakout off an 829. Trader Don Pollard out of Lexington, Tennessee. 76 Chevy Nova on the tower side. He'll dial a 77. Takes on Buck Wagner out of Henderson in an 88 S10 Blazer, dialed at 1129. The big Blazer will go first off the line on this one. Out there with an 18 tree, so he's got the edge on the light. Is that enough of a margin? To the line they go. The Blazer gets there first, but breaks out big time. Squanders an 18 tree. And Trader Don gets the break of the bracket that time, and he'll bring that Nova back in the next round.
Thank you.
Oh.
Red light start for Chris White. So Ronnie Hampton is going to get the win as he runs it on the Coke Lane. Takes in a 786 off a 786. That's a good run. Then on the dial. Up next, Cockrell Brothers race team out of Jackson. 69 Boss Ford Mustang, dials at 86. Takes on Tom Llewellyn out of Jackson, Tennessee in a 67 Camaro, dialed at 764. Ford Chevy thing here, and the Ford will get the lead by about 1 second off the line. Gets that much of a mark. And the Chevrolet will try to crank it up and make up the ground. spectator side, so the Cockrell Brothers Boss Mustang is going to get the edge, get the win. Runs an 8:58 breakout of an 8.6, so they may bring her down a notch.
Go ahead, you have them.
I'm sorry. Jeff Kelly out of Lexington, Tennessee in a 70 Nova takes on James Vincent out of Enville. Close on the dial here, 796 and an 8 flat.
What's your name? What's your name? Okay, that was my fault. I didn't print it. We're just gonna put both of them in round two. I just hit the wrong key. Sorry. You can beat me if you'd like. I wouldn't mind a bit.
17-3 for Kelly, and the win on the Coca-Cola lane for the Nova. Cut a great tree, 17-3. Trophy class, Keith Williamson with a bye if we need it. Trophy class, let's bring them to the staging lanes. Trophy, let's stage them up. In the meantime, on the track, J.J. Gardner out of Corinth, Mississippi, 78 Olds Cutlass. Dials 865. He'll go first as he takes on Sammy Robbins out of Scotts Hill in the Camaro, dialed at 818. Spectator side, the Jasper Engine side with the better of the two trees. Tree goes to the Camaro. What about the win? Towers side, J.J. Gardner pulling it with an 8.7 run off an 8.65. So J.J. Gardner comes in on the backside with the big Olds Cutlass to pull that win. Trophy class, let's stage them up.
Then we'll go to Jr.Dragsters after.
On the line, Jimmy Roberts out of Brewston in the Nova. Coming up on the Coca-Cola side.
What? Thank you.
Dials at 7.5. Takes it on Williams out of Cedar Grove, Tennessee.
Yep.
The Chevrolet dialed at 8.7, a 1.2 gap in dial, almost a full tree. They are 1,000 to the second apart off the tree. So it's a wide open run to the finish line. Tapping and brakes, trying to coast her through, and it works. As Jimmy Roberts out of Brewston slides through on the Coke lane for the win. Wayne Kimry, Moscow, Tennessee, in the Ford. 69, I believe, or 67, somewhere in there, coming up on the Tower side. The Coke lane dialed at 827. Takes on Billy Kimry out of Red Bank, Mississippi. The 68 pickup truck dialed at 9 flat. Pickup truck will go first.
Those are last round pro winners. They fixed that up.
Start for Billy Kimry. So Wayne Kimry out of Moscow in the Ford gets the win, and he'll go to the next round.
Yeah, bye run.
Got a bye run here for Shane Griswell. Once again, Keith Williamson out of Jackson with a bye street or trophy class if we need it.
Z374, 12.
Don't forget, race fans, 2 weeks from tonight here at the Jackson Dragway, the Pro Modifieds roll in for a big monster Pro Mod show. We'll have them all the way from Alabama to Florida coming in to the Jackson Dragway for this Pro Modified show, including a 1992 vet driven by J.D. Dickerson and Ernest Jones out of Alabama, coming in with a Pro Mod S10 Blazer. You've got to be kidding me. Pro Mod S10. On a big Pro Mod Heads Up Pro Tree Saturday night, just 2 weeks from tonight, here at the Jackson Dragway.
R206.
He'll take on Philip Jose out of Jackson, Tennessee in a 66 Chevelle. Dialed at 7.9. So they're about 7/10 of a second apart. That's about a halfway down on that tree. And the Chevelle will get to go first. It's a Mighty Auto Parts Saturday night, and we're pleased to have you with us at the Jackson Dragway. Snuffy Man coming up first to the line, and now Philip Jose. Trophy class is an open class. Anytime, any type. Just bring them up and race them. The Chevelle Jasper engine side goes first off the light with a 7.9 dial. Pretty close on the tree. Spectator side, the Jasper engine Chevelle got the edge off the light. Who's going to get it? Tower side to Coke Lane with the win. Snuffy Man hits a 7:25 off a 7:22 winning time. Good run. Tim Western.
What is he saying?
Out of Lexington.
I don't read lips back.
Dial to 781. Spectator side. Kelly Hart out of Lexington. Pontiac Grand Prix dialed at 11 flat. Coca-Cola Lane got the edge on the tree. Tim Western with the edge on the light. A lot of ground to make up. Can he do it? Yes, he does. Spectator side gets there first, but breaks out by a bunch to do it. And Tim Western will pull that win. He'll be back. As we go deeper into the races, they'll level out.
See if you can see what he's
Closer to the
saying.
dial. Roger Tagavila out of Memphis, Tennessee in the 70 Nova. Dial 751. Takes on John Davis out of Huron in the 79 Chevy truck. Dials at 1148. Davis pretty deadly on that line. Got a 38.3. We are 4 thousandths of a second apart off the line. 4 thousandths of a second apart on tree time. Even it up. John tapping in brakes. He's in the lead. He still breaks out. So John Davis, he tried to tap her down, but he still broke out by 3.
I have no idea. What is it? Help.
Ronnie Atkins out of Perry County, Tennessee in the Malibu. The nuts and bolts. Dials at 803. Takes on Stephen Richardson out of Cedar Grove with the Silverado dial at 1082. Red light there. Our side to get the win. He'll coast through on that one. Hey, how's it going?
Did you change the car number or what was it?
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Car number is 125.
Trophy class continuing. In Pro Bracket, next, James Porter, Somerville, Tennessee, 69 Camaro. The buy will be yours if we need it. That is James Porter out of Somerville, 69 Camaro. The buy is yours. Second round Pro if we need it. Stage up at the back of the pack. If we have an odd number when we get to you, the buy is yours. We'll pair after round 2 when we head to round 3. Wiley Austin coming up out of Lexington, Tennessee in the El Camino on the Coke Lane. Dialed at 834. Taking on Jeff Horner out of Centerville. Jasper engine side. 71 Camaro dialed at 855. 2/10 of a second gap in dial. Less than half bulb on the tree. It'll kind of walk down close there. Red light on the Coke side for Wiley Austin, so Jeff Horner will get the win. Takes that Camaro in with an 869 off an 855. Thomas Holland out of Pinson, Tennessee, 72 Vega. Dials a 778. Takes on Tommy Jarnigan out of Bethel Springs, the 67 RS Camaro, dialed at 849. Classic RS Camaro. Camaro goes first off the line. About a half tree difference.
What's your number on your phone?
151.
Okay.
Thank you.
Red light, 6 thousandths of a second. Tough break for Tommy Jarnigan. Tom Holland says thank you for that one, and he'll take it to the next round.
This goes in the re-end.
Once again, pro bracket, round 2. The bye goes James Porter out of Somerville, Camaro if we need it. And in street to J.J. Gardner out of Corinth, 78 Cutlass. That's in street class if we need it. Meanwhile, on the track, David Crow out of Lexington, the S10 taking on Sammy Robbins out of Scotts Hill. Spectator side, the Camaro with a better tree. To the line they go. Camaro with a win. Sammy Robbins out of Scotts Hill goes to the next round. Keith Williamson out of Jackson. Chevrolet truck takes on Mark Tracy. Atoka, Tennessee, 91. Red light start. Mark Tracy out there with a 16,003 in that 91. Half ton. We got the junior dragsters, and then we'll go pros. So, pro, hold up just a moment. We'll call you next.
This is hard.
Your dragster time. Shane Stout out of Jackson, Tennessee, coming over the Coca-Cola lanes, going to dial at 1273. Takes on Jimmy J.T. Teal out of Jackson. He's going to dial at 11.8. He's in the Jasper engine lane. So Shane Stout on the Coca-Cola side will go first. So the Tower side, Shane Stout is going to get the win. Let's see how they run. Spectator side still gets there first at 12-12, running at 12.91.
Maybe count these first. Have you already counted them? 1, 2.
So the Tower side on the start gets the win that time.
Ring entries in pro.
And it will bring them back. Tonight here at the Jackson Dragway, pleased to have you out with us.
All right, Matthew, come back on forward.
Pro bracket, let's stage them up. Pro, let's stage them up. James Porter out of Somerville, Tennessee. 69 Camaro with a bye if we need it. In street class, bye. Second round, if we need it, goes to J.J. Gardner, Oldsmobile Cutlass. And in trophy class, bye if we need it. Next round goes to Tim Western, 72 Nova. That's in trophy class. Drivers, we will pair you after this round. We'll pair after this round. So we'll bracket them up, and we'll start counting them down. There's a re-entry after round 1 if the drivers want to use it.
Where are you, man?
$20 for start. The videos, by the way, tonight, from start to finish of the racing, $20 for that video from Video Enhancement Productions. Deidre Stewart and Sherry Hill. out of Jackson, Tennessee. So you check with them. They're right here in front of the tower. Drivers will start payout with eighth final round. Eighth final round will alert you when the payout begins. When you get there, it'll be double the money we usually get in those classes.
Here he comes. Please come this way and stop.
Or thereabouts. We will pay her after this round.
I don't know where he went, dude.
There he is. I got to take the next right.
Here you go.
Round two. We start working them down now. How many re-entries do we have in pro? All right, here we go. Coming up as we go to pro bracket round two. Billy Mills out of Parsons, Tennessee, 68 Camaro. Billy Dials at 734. Takes on Donnie Melson out of Jackson, Tennessee, 72. Nova Dials at 799. The yellow Nova goes first off the line. Pro round two. We'll pair after this round. Got a red light start there. Billy Mills gets the win, runs a 737. Bart Milam out of Lexington, Tennessee, 72 Nova. Comes up on the Coca-Cola lane, dials at 711. Takes on Britt Franks out of Linden, 69 Camaro, dials at 77 flat. The Jasper engine side Camaro will go first. 7-7 against a 711.
Yeah.
Pro bracket round two as we count it down on the Mighty Auto Parts bonus bracket Saturday night here at the Jackson Dragway. It's close on the tree. The spectator side got the edge. Camaro with the edge on the light. To the line they go. Breakout on the spectator side. The tower side is going to get the win. Bart Milam down at the light, but pulls up with the win. Coming up on the Coca-Cola side, Darrell King out of Enville, Tennessee, 72 Nova takes on Jimmy Acar out of Milan, 78 Malibu. Pretty close dial, about a quarter-second gap, half bulb on the tree. The Malibu will go first off the line. Jimmy Acar gets that edge. And we'll see what happens from there.
No wonder they don't put their numbers up there. They know you know them. I mean,
Tower side with the better of the two trees. Good run here. Off and running, headed to the line. Tower side with a win. As Darrell King takes the Nova into the next round. The Pierre Man, Lee Atkins, out of Perry County, Tennessee, 86 Trans Am, dials at 572. Takes on Michael Vaughn out of Tupelo, Mississippi, 67 Nova, dials at 747. The Nova will go first. We got a gap in dial in here. The fastest car in the field right now on the tower side. Mike Vaughn out of Tupelo in the Nova. He'll get the head start. Oh, we got a race here. Spectator side's got the tree. Pierre has to do it on the backside. Can't make it. Mike Vaughn out of Tupelo cuts a 007 tree. Runs a 751 off a 747. Pierre came back to run closer on the dial, but the tree timed the difference that time. And Michael Vaughn sets the pace, and he picks up the win. Denis Robertson out of Pinson, Tennessee, 67 Camaro. Coming up with a Coca-Cola lane, dial at 609. Takes on Don Harris. The Chevy-powered Volkswagen dials at 761. The Volkswagen will get the start first. Full three gap in dial in here. Whoa, got a red light start. Don Harris red lights by 5/1000ths of a second. That is a tough break. You got to go for the win. Boy, Denis Robertson runs a 611 off a 609, 110 miles an hour to get that win. Tough break for Don Harris. Close red light. James Western is up next. Out of Lexington, Tennessee, dials 674. Takes on Les King. The Nut and Fancy Camaro dialed at 7.3. The Camaro on the spectator side will go first. Both of them are 1967 Camaros. Close on the tree. Spectator side has got the edge. Going to the line. They battle it out. Towers side comes through the win. Coca-Cola lane win for James Western. 677 of a 674. He was down to the light, but he came back to run closer to the dial in to get the win. Brian Anglin is up next as we got another Camaro run. Brian's out of Jackson. Camaro dials on the Coca-Cola side at 653. Bobby McBride is out of Williston, Tennessee. Fayette County man in the 67 Camaro. He dials on the Jasper engine side at 722. Jasper engine side, spectator side, Camaro goes first. Right at a half tree gap in dial. Camaro to Camaro. Got them pre-staged, waiting to get them staged up. Now we got them in the light. Whoa, got a red light start on the tower side for Brian Anglin. So Bobby McBride out of Fayette County gets the win. 732 off of 722. On the line now, Darrell Parrish out of Finger, Tennessee. 65 Chevy 2 dials at 6.8.
Damn.
No. Now reverse them.
At 37. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. They were down here. Chevy 2 dials at 6.8. Bobby Hill in the Mopar at 6.62. Chevy Mopar run close on the dial in, separated by only 0.18 of a second. Ought to be a good one here. 65 Chevy 2 takes on the Plymouth Laser. Close on the tree, the Chevrolet got a slight edge. They go to the line and Towers side with a win. Darrell Parrish out of Finger, Tennessee, hooks it from start to finish. And the Chevrolet goes to the next round. Carl Pratt, AutoZone Camaro out of Lexington, Tennessee, the Water Rat Camaro. Dial 662. Takes on Dale Morris out of Jackson. 63, Knock and Fire, Super Sport, Chevy 2. Dials at 732. 7/10 of a second gap, half tree. The Knock and Fire Nova will move first. It's on the line now. The Water Rat Camaro got the edge on the tree. They're going to the line, and it's Tower Side with a win. Carl Pratt, the tree time, the big difference that time as the Water Rat Camaro comes through with a win. David Woolley, the wild and woolly man, up on the Tower Side, the 81 Malibu at 694. Takes on Elmer Scott, the Magnum 4th, 69 Roadrunner. Dial at 682. Chevrolet goes first, but not by much. Oh, got a red light start for Scott. So Tower Side, David Woolley is going to get the win. And the wild and woolly Chevrolet comes back in round 3. No more re-entry. This is elimination time now. Lynn Allen out of Hornsby, Tennessee. Tower Side, Coke Side with the Camaro. Chevrolet takes on Billy Harder with the 1965 Mercury Comet out of Perry County. The Chevrolet goes first off a 785 dial. Harder dials at 681. The Chevrolet's got the tree. Chevrolet with the edge on the line. Harder have to make it up on the backside. Can't do it. Tower Side with a win. 786 off a 785 with a 28 tree and Lynn Allen. Settles in round 2 and goes to round 3. It's a Chevy to Chevy run now. Steve Church, Jackson, Tennessee, the Dixie Rebel Camaro. Dials at 734. Danny Thomas is on the Spectator Jasper engine side out of Henderson, the 74 Vega, 665. The Dixie Rebel Camaro will launch first. They are separated by 11 thousandths of a second. It's a close run. They're going to the finish line, and Spectator side, the Vega with the win. 665 off a 665, dead on dial with a 10,003. So Danny Thomas cuts a 10 light, runs a 665 dial and pulls the win. Good run. Terry Hart, McKenzie, Tennessee, 71 Vega. Coca-Cola side, dial 60 flat, 6 flat. Taking on Dwayne Gowdy out of Williston. 70 Nova dials at 7.7. We got a 1.7 gap. The Nova has more than a full tree advantage at the start. So the little Vega will have to hook up and run. Street class be standing by. Street be standing by. Nova's got the edge on the tree. Terry's all over the track. Can he make it up? Can't do it. And Dwayne Gowdy out of Williston pulls a big win there, cuts a 17,000th light. Terry came back to run closer to the dial, but he was slow off the line. And the Nova Chevrolet pulls the win. Clearwater Pool man Randy Crow takes on Curtis Webb. Oh, red light by 10 thousandths engine for Curtis on a really close dial-in run. Tough break there. Tower side, Randy Crow gets the win on the red light start by Curtis Webb in the Chevy 2 Nova. We call it Street. Street class to the staging lanes. J.J. Gardner with a bye. We need a street class to the staging lanes. James Fullerton, Rude Awakening, Chevrolet. Dials at 763. Takes on Mike Scott out of Lexington. Nova dialed at 729. The Rude Awakening Malibu goes first. Jasper engine side will launch first, and then the Coca-Cola side cuts loose. Fullerton out there with the edge on the tree. The Malibu got the edge on the light. To the line they go. Spectator side, Fullerton with the win. 765 on a 763. Street class, stage them up. Street, stage them up. Jim Adams, the matchmaker out of Bolivar, Tennessee. On the Coca-Cola side, dials at 677. Takes on Snuffy Harwell out of Enville in the Nova, dialed at 7-2. Jasper engine side, Nova will go first. Red light start for the Snuffy man. Jim Adams with a 56 trio pull a win. And the matchmaker goes to round 3. Junior Spellings. That Fiat's been pulling hard one way off the line. Has he got her adjusted in? We'll see. The Fiat dials 624 in the Coca-Cola lane. Takes on Randy Birmingham out of Jackson, who lost the closest race of the night so far by 0.02 of a second. And that Camaro dials 7-3.
Sorry about that, Karen.
Just over a 1 second gap in dial. 2 bulbs on the tree. Birmingham and the Nothing Fancy Camaro from Interstate Battery will go first. Got a good run here. Spectator side has got the light. The Camaro got the tree. Junior tried to do it on the backside. Can't make it. As Randy Birmingham nails a 7-3 off the 7-3 with a 42 tree. Good run. And this is the bye run. Still 1 away from money. Here we go. Number 10, Billy Mills will take on B918, Bart Milam. Billy Mills and Bart Milam. It'll be Z374B, Darrell King against Michael Vaughn, 2320. Z374B against 2320, Michael Vaughn. SP350, Denis Robertson takes on 9, James Western. Denis Robertson, James Western. Number 16, Bobby McBride takes on 37, Darrell Parrish. Bobby McBride against Darrell Parrish. M7, Carl Pratt against 113M, David Woolley. Carl Pratt against David Woolley. 22, Lynn Allen against 43, Danny Thomas. Lynn Allen, Danny Thomas. 18, Dwayne Gowdy takes on C51, Randy Crow. Dwayne Gowdy, 18 against C51, Randy Crow. 357, James Fullerton against 215, Jim Adams. James Fullerton against Jim Adams. And 226C, Randy Birmingham takes on 44, James Porter. Randy Birmingham against James Porter. 1 more round to go before the money starts in pro.
Yeah, these do not leave these in the order that they're in, because they're paired up.
Street class is next, and we will pair after this round in street. Coca-Cola side goes first. Tower side has got the tree. John Davis in the pickup truck got the edge on the line. He's tapping those brakes. Everybody playing it safe. Let's coast across. John Davis gets a win.
Wait a minute, that's the wrong card. This is 108. 108.
Sarah Austin, yeah.
I think that's 22.
And 22, I believe. 20.
Is it 722 or 922? It's 922.
You got to reset too. Still haven't got it. Display.
You think they both staged up that way?
Bart Milam and Sarah Austin. Both out of Lexington. Sarah Austin into Chevelle goes first. Camaro with the better of the two trees, and here we go. To the finish line, Tower side with a win, a 7.76 off a 7.74 for Bart Milam. Ronnie Atkins, TNA Racing Team out of Perry County in the nuts and bolts. Chevelle dialed at 803. Takes on Bobby White out of Beach Bluff in the 74 Vega, dialed at 755. Right at a half-second gap in dial in. And the Chevelle goes first out of the Coca-Cola lane. Vega got the better of the two trees. Is that going to be enough? Battling to the finish line. Spectator side with the win. Ronnie Atkins gets there first but breaks out. And Bobby White in the Vega picks up the win and goes to round three. Sorry. Donnie Melson coming up out of Jackson, Tennessee. The Nova dialed at 805. Takes on Terry Rumley out of Huntington in the Skylark at 886. Skylark goes first out of the Jasper engine lane. Pretty close on the tree. They're separated by 7/1000ths of a second of reaction time. That makes it anybody's race. Spectator side with a win. 886 off an 886 run for Terry Rumley. Nails that dial in to get the win. The Vega. Donnie Branham out of Caruthersville, Missouri, 72, dials at 915. Chris White out of Linden in the Camaro at 868. The Vega goes first on the Coca-Cola side. Bringing them to the lights. Spectator side with the better of the two trees. Richard Hughes and Mark Tracy. Tower side with the better of the two trees. Spectator side of the win, a 10-7 off a 10-7 for Mark Tracy. Puts him into the next round. Wiley Austin out of Lexington, 66. El Camino takes on the Cockrell brothers out of Jackson in the Boss Mustang. El Camino takes on the Mustang at 8:34 against an 8:56. Pretty close dial-in run. The Mustang will go first off the line. Start on the tower side. So the Cockrell brothers in the Boss Mustang will get the win. Up next, Tim Western out of Lexington, 72 Nova takes on Philip Church out of Humboldt in the Silverado. Silverado dials at 10:41. It'll go first on the Jasper engine side. Western dials a 7/8 flat in the Nova. Display. The Silverado has the better of the two reaction times. Reaction time to the Silverado. And the Silverado with a win. 10:43 off of 10:41. Brandon Lindsay, you have a phone call in the concession stand. Brandon Lindsay, phone call in the concession stand. Tom Llewellyn out of Jackson, Tennessee in the Camaro at 7.62 in the Coca-Cola lane. Takes on T.D. Holland out of Huntington AMX at 7.68. 0.06 of a second gap in dial in. Very close to a heads-up run right here between the AMX and the Chevrolet. And the AMX with the better of the two trees, but it's close. It is close. To the line they go. Tower side, the Chevrolet comes on to nail the dial in. 7.62 off of 7.62. The Camaro with a win. Good run. Jeff Horner, Centerville, Tennessee, 71 Camaro. Dials 856. Beth Hicks out of Humboldt in the Jasper engine lane, and the Mustang dialed at 927. The Mustang will go first. Chevrolet's got the better of the two trees, so the little Ford's going to try to push it on the backside. Going to the line and tower side with a win. Coca-Cola lane coming through for the Camaro. Alan Fiddler out of Lexington, 73 Super Sport Nova. Coca-Cola side dialed at 8.73, taking on Shane Griswell out of Raymer in the 71 Nova. Jasper engine side dialed at 7.95. Just over a half-tree gap in dial. The Nova 73 on the tower side of the Coke lane will go first. Pretty close reaction time. They're going down the line. They're evening up. Head to the finish line. Breakout on the spectator side, tower side. Alan Fiddler, 73 Nova with a win. Jerry Hart, Enville, 68 Nova. Dials at 824, 862.
second.
We got a 4/10 gap. Spectator side will go first. Layford George taking on Jerry Hart. Spectator side with a win, Layford George off a 14,000 tree. Miles Rumley. Dave Tom out of Millington. Rumley on the tower side, the Silverado.
Had his air conditioner on.
Dials at 795. Chevy 266 dials at 881 on the Jasper engine side. The white Chevy 2 goes first off the line on the Jasper engine side. The Chevy 2's got the better of the two trees. Chevy 2 with the better of the two lights. And the win. Ronnie Hampton, Buena Vista, Tennessee, takes on Tim Mayfield out of Jackson. Got a 72 Nova taking on the Gray Ghost 69 Chevy pickup. Chevy truck will go first off a 979 dial. Gray Ghost launches first on the Jasper engine side. Tim Mayfield takes on Ronnie Hampton. Got a 005 tree for the Nova. Nova out there with a 005 light. And the win. Tree time, a big factor that time. And Ronnie Hampton takes it to round 3. Up next, Tommy Jarnigan out of Bethel Springs. 67 Camaro RS takes on Buck Wagner out of Henderson. 88 S10 Blazer. Blazer dials 1113. It'll go first on the Jasper engine side. Jarnigan RS Camaro 67 dials at 848 in the Coca-Cola lane. Spectator side with a tree. And the win.
They'll just give Darrell a vibe.
Who's that? Who's that?
2320 is coming out. Look at it.
2320. Bro.
Up next, Tim Crosto out of Bells. takes on Roger Dragway out of Memphis, Tennessee in the 70 Chevrolet Nova. Tower side's got a 007 tree. Tower side out there with a 007 light. Tower side with a win. Trophy class, let's stage him up. Tim Western with a bye if we need it. Trophy class to the staging lanes. We got a Chevy Nova taking a big monster Ford. Jeff Kelly out of Lexington with the Chevrolet in the Coca-Cola lane at 796. Wayne Kimmery out of Moscow, Tennessee in a big Ford. Dialed at 827. Chevrolet got the jump on the tree. Chevrolet's got the edge on the light. Tapping those brakes, trying to coast her through, and it works that time with an 816. Jeff Kelly avoids that breakout and gets the win. Trophy class, stage him up. Tim Western with a bye if we need it.
It's 10:30. You want to change it? Get closer next round, maybe.
10:30, okay.
75.
Jimmy Roberts out of Brewston in the Nova takes on Jeff Kitchen out of Henderson in the 77 pickup truck. The truck goes first off a 10-3 dial. Spectator side with a train. The pickup truck with a win. Jimmy Roberts gets there first in the Nova, but breaks out doing it. So Jeff Kitchen gets the win. Trader Don out of Lexington, Tennessee in the 76 Nova takes on the 69 Camaro of Mike Smith. Right at a half-tree gap in dial, the Camaro will go first.
16, Bobby McBride.
Spectator side with the tree. The Camaro's got the edge on the light. Can the Vega make it up? Or the Nova on the backside? Can't do it. Mike Smith in the Camaro with a win. Trader Don down at the light, couldn't pull the Nova on the backside. And J.J. Gardner coming to the line with a bye. the trophy class. Snuffy Harwell taking on Jeff Horner. Got a red light start, so the Snuffy man is going to get the win and move to the next round. Up next, Sammy Robbins on the Coca-Cola side out of Scotts Hill. The Camaro takes on John Davis out of Huron. 79 pick 'em up truck. 1137 dial there. So John Davis will go first. Pretty close on that tree. And John Davis gets the win. Roger Jacoby out of Memphis, Tennessee, and the 70 Nova takes on Thomas Holland out of Pinson in the Vega. Pretty close on the dial, but the Vega goes first on the Jasper engine side. Tower side, the Nova with a tree. To the line they battle, and Tower side with a win, 752. Off a 751.
$7.95 and $8.38, I hope. $206. Ronnie, I can't read that.
And Wiley Austin battling it out in this one. Austin out with a better tree. Austin in there with a win.
Changed drastically, $7.97.
Ronnie Atkins. Dial 797 in the TNA Malibu. Taking on Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee, and the Chevy half-ton. Mark Tracy out there in the pickup truck with a 009 tree. And the win. David Crow, Kelly Hart Crow on the Tower side with a better tree. And the win. 3 times the difference that time as Kelly Hart came back to run closer to the dial in, but David Crow with a better tree pulls the win in that round. And now Tommy Jarnigan and Tim Western. Camaro takes on the Nova. Nova comes up on the Coca-Cola side, 72 dial, that's 7-8 flat. Taking on Tommy Jarnigan in the Camaro out of Bethel Springs, dialed at 852. Drivers, to give us just a moment, we'll have the pairings. We'll announce them for street. We've already got pro lined up. And then we'll get ready to go. Tommy Jardigan into Camaro with the better of the two trees. And he gets the win, 8:56 off an 8:52. Junior Dragsters coming up next. Look at dial ins on those. I don't know what they are.
1286 for Shane.
Running Junior Dragsters, and we'll give them a point to return. During that return, we will announce the pairings for street and trophy next round.
Whoops, knocked him off. It's hard under your paper.
I got the Junior Dragsters coming to the line. Jimmy J.J. Teal this time running the Coca-Cola lane. Dial at 1207. Taking on Shane Stout on the Jasper engine side out of Jackson, Tennessee. Dialing 1286. Off and running, but a red light start. 253 and 268 at 60. And the first one there is spectator side. With the tower side with the win on the red light start, running a 1248 off a 1207, got a 1301 off a 1286. So Shane Stout and Jimmy Teal swap it up tonight so far. Each winning a round. Good runs for the Junior Dragsters. And we're still one round away from money. Round three, here we go. It'll be 111, John Davis against 103, Bart Milam. John Davis against Bart Milam. 111 against 103. 143, Bobby White against 148, Terry Rumley. Bobby White against Terry Rumley. 116, Chris White against 5330, Mark Tracy. Chris White against Mark Tracy. 214, the Cockrell brothers against 104, Tom Llewellyn. 214, the Cockrell brothers against 104, Tom Llewellyn. 152, Jeff Horner against 151, Alan Fiddler. 152, Horner against 151, Fiddler. 113, Layford George against 4051, Dave Taub. 113, Layford George against 4051, Dave Taub. 123, Ronnie Hampton against 125, Buck Wagner. 123, Hampton against 125, Wagner. Z230, Roger Tagavia out of Memphis against JMK1, Jeff Kelly. Z230 against JMK1. 141, Jeff Kitchen against SS350, Mike Smith. 141, Jeff Kitchen against SS350, Mike Smith. 144, J.J. Gardner against 129, Donnie Branham. 144 against 129. And 119, Philip Church with the bye. Those are the pairings, street. Trophy class. Pairings, round three. Z374, Snuffy Harwell against 111, John Davis. Snuffy Harwell against John Davis. Display. Okay, display.
3. Okay, I gotta get his set. He changed.
Okay. 107 Wiley Austin against 5330 Mark Tracy.
They're happy with it.
What are those cards? Yeah, well, it says,
Huh? Sorry.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
It is. Good run. That probably that war.
Trophy class, once again, will start over Z, 374 Snuffy Harwell against 111 John Davis, 107 Wiley Austin against 5330 Mark Tracy, 217 David Crow against J208 Tommy Jarnigan, David Crow against Tommy Jarnigan, and Roger Tegavia out of Memphis, C230 with the 5, C230 with the 5. Those are the parents' trophy class.
Hey, Mom!
Go right in. We got the junior dragsters declared and we'll be ready to go with you. So Pro, be standing by just a moment. Thanks to the junior dragster folks being here tonight. Good show.
I know he won't outrun that bed. He said he might outrun that bed. No, he said he might not run that bed.
Down, you get money. If you don't, you don't. We're one round away from money as we count it down in pro. Coming over the tower side on Lexington, Tennessee is Bart Milam. 72 Nova dialed at 711. Takes on Billy Mills out of Parsons in a 68 Camaro dialed at 738. The dial-ins are getting a little closer as things settle out. Milam in a 72 Nova. Billy Mills running the Jasper engine side out of Parsons in a 68 Camaro. 711 and a 738. The Camaro will go first. About a half bulb gap on the tree. Here we go. Bart Milam got a big jump on the tree. Bart Milam a big edge on the tree. Takes it to the line. Milam with a win. Darrell up next out of Finger, Tennessee. 65 Chevy 2 dialed at 6'8". Takes on Bobby McBride out of Williston. 67 Camaro dialed at 722. Jasper side with a perfect light. And the win. 727 of a 722 with a perfect tree for McBride. As he gets the win. 000 light. Got a cap from Mighty Auto Parts for McBride if he'll stop by the Mighty Auto Parts tent. Randy Crow, Wildersville, Clearwater Pool 73 Nova takes on Dwayne Gowdy out of Willington in the 70 Nova. Spectator side, the green Nova goes first off a 7-7 dial. Red light start for Randy Crow. Red light for Randy Crow. So Dwayne Gowdy out of Williston in the Nova gets the win. Denis Robertson takes on James Western. Tower side Camaro, Coca-Cola lane, dial 609. Western in the Camaro. Both of these are 67. He dialed 676. Denis Robertson's got the better tree. Is it enough? They're evening up. Go to the line. Tower side with a win. Denis Robertson runs a 612 of a 609. The tree time a big difference as well. 110 miles an hour for Robertson. And he's made it to the money tonight.
We're getting ready to head out.
Okay.
And anybody that wins any hats or anything,
yeah,
we'll just jot down their number, their name, we'll get them back to them.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thanks. Carl Pratt out of Lexington, Tennessee, AutoZone, Waterat Camaro, dial 662. Takes on David Woolley out of Finger, 81 Malibu. Red light. Woolley with a red light start by just 0.07 of a second, and Carl Pratt advances in the Waterat Camaro. Tough break there for David Woolley with a 0.007 red. Randy Birmingham coming up next, 67 Nuttin' Fancy Camaro. Dials in at 726. Takes on James Porter out of Somerville. Dialed in at 669. 67 Camaro takes on a 69 Camaro. Tower side, the Nuttin' Fancy Camaro will launch first. Red light start. James Porter red lights by 1/1000th of a second. Randy Birmingham moves on up. Tough break there for James Porter, a 1001 red.
155, 151.
Lynn Allen, Tower side out of Hornsby, 68 Camaro. Dial 785, takes on Danny Thomas out of Henderson, 74 Vega, dial at 663. Tower side Camaro goes first. Camaro Vega battle here. Camaro will launch off the line first. 0.006 of a second apart off the tree. Separated by 0.006 of a second. Spectator side with a win. Tower side there first breaks out by 0.006. So Lynn Allen breaks out by 6, and Danny Thomas in the Vega moves into the money tonight. Darrell King, he gets the advance. The other car broke, can't come to the line. So Darrell King will get the advance. Cuts a 003 light. 160, 160. Street class, stage them up. Street to the staging lane. Street class, let's stage them up. Don't I move them through. Jim Adams out of Bolivar takes on James Fullerton out of Jackson. The matchmaker takes on the Rude Awakening Chevrolet. Street class to the staging lanes. Street to the staging lanes. The Rude Awakening Chevrolet will go first. Double 063 for Fullerton and 015 for the matchmaker. Great trees to the line. Tower side with the win. Fullerton there first, breaks out. Jim Adams with an 015 light. Fullerton with a 006 thousandths of a second apart. And Jim Adams runs a 679 off a 678. Fullerton breaking out with a 61 off a 64. Straight class to the staging lanes.
Not till after the next round starts playing out. Yep.
Pro, here are your pairings. Bart Milam, B918 against Darrell King, Z374. Bart Milam against Darrell King. Denis Robertson, SP350 against 16, Bobby McBride. Denis Robertson against McBride. Carl Pratt, M7 against 18, Dwayne Gowdy. Pratt against Gowdy. 215, Jim Adams against 226C, Randy Birmingham. Danny Thomas with the bye. That's pro, next round. Now to the street class we go. Terry Rumley taking on Bobby White. Tree to the spectator side, win to the spectator side. 757 off a 757 for Bobby White. Good run. Once again, drivers' payout will start next round. Not this round, but next round. Up next, Bart Milam out of Lexington Camaro. 774 takes on John Davis out of Huron at 1134 in the big pickup. Pickup truck will go first. Tower side, Milam with the tree. Milam's got the better of the two trees in the Camaro. To the line they go. Tower side with a win, 774 off a 774. Up next, Roger Jacoby out of Memphis, Tennessee in the Nova. Takes on Jeff Kelly out of Lexington. In the Nova, both of them 1970s. 806 spectator side dial. 751 on the tower. Jasper Engine Lane Nova will go first. Just over a half second, about one bulb on the tree. Tower side, spectator side, Jeff Kelly out there with a 16 tree, pulls the win. Alan Fiddler taking on Jeff Horner. Fiddler out of Lexington, 73 Nova dialed it. 873. Horner in the Camaro dialed at 852. Tower side with a slightly better tree. The Camaro out with a better light. Going to the line. Tower side with a win. Spectator side gets there first, but on the breakout. Horner will get the win. Tom Llewellyn out of Jackson, taking on the Cockrell brothers. Camaro takes on the Mustang. Camaro's got the better tree. It's a Ford Chevy run with a Chevy with a better light. Going to the line. Tower side Chevrolet with the win.
Okay, you can have them.
Dave Taub out of Millington in the 66 Chevy 2.
It's 888, isn't it?
Yeah. He dials on 888. On the Tower side, the Nova Layford George out of Murray City. Dials on 862. Pretty close dial in run. Street class, here we go. Layford George, the Nova with the better of the two trees. Is that enough of a margin for the win? They go to the line, the win goes. Tower side, Spectator there first, but breaks out. Tower side, Layford runs an 862, off an 862, that'll work. Now we go to Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee, the half-ton Chevrolet. Dials 1066. Chris White out of Linden in the big Camaro, 69. Dials an 868. Pickup truck goes first off the line. One thousandth of a second apart off the tree. Separated by just 1/1000th of a second. That means it's anybody's race. And the Camaro gets the win, knocking an 868 off an 868 on the dial for Chris White. And he advances to the money tonight. Up next, Donnie Branham, Caruthersville, Missouri, 72 Vega. Dialed at 8 at 9:15. Taking on J.J. Gardner in the Olds Cutlass. Cutlass dialed at 865. Spectator side, the Vega goes first. Tree to the Spectator side. But the wind goes Tower side as J.J. Gardner comes back to run an 866 off an 865 for the win. Ronnie Hampton out of Buena Vista in the Nova takes on Buck Wagner out of Henderson in the Blazer. Blazer goes first off an 1113 dial.
So that's a 14 or a 19? A 19.
Close on the trees. Buck Wagner in the Blazer with the better of the two. And the win. Tower side gets there first, but Hampton breaks out to do it. Buck Wagner is taking that Blazer deeper and deeper into the running tonight.
He found her. I was going to give you the page of my child. He found her.
Jeff Kitchen out of Henderson, the 77 pickup truck, takes on Mike Smith out of Medina in the Camaro. 10-3. Trophy class to the staging lanes. Trophy, let's stage them up. Trophy class to the staging lanes. Close on the trees here. The pickup truck, though, with the better of the two. Smith is going to have to do it on the backside in the Camaro. And he does. 819 off an 819 dead on dial. 819 flat. So Smith does what he has to do that time. Good run. Trophy to the staging lanes. Straight class, here are your pairings for the next round, and this is where the money starts. 103, Bart Milam against 143, Bobby White. Bart Milam against Bobby White, 103 against 143. 116, Chris White against 104, Tom Llewellyn. Chris White, 116 against 104, Tom Llewellyn. 152, Jeff Horner against 125, Buck Wagner. 152 against 125. JMK1, Jeff Kelly against SS350, Mike Smith. JMK1, Jeff Kelly against SS350, Mike Smith. 144, JJ Gardner against 119, Philip Church. And 113, Layford George with a bye. At street class, next round. All right, now we're into trophy class. On the tower side, Tommy Jarnigan. Bethel Springs in the Camaro, dials 848. David Crow out of election in the S10, dials 1072. Tower side with a better tree. Tower side with a better tree. Tower with a win. Tommy Jarnigan. Is the bye run here. Roger Tagavilla out of Memphis.
It's been that long ago.
Okay, okay.
Pro bracket, let's stage them up. Pro bracket to the staging lanes. Pro, let's stage them up.
Just now?
He runs.
Excuse me. Looks it on this car.
Yeah, but I see what he runs. 1070 this time.
I hope that's a Saturday morning.
I get
a time on 53:30. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
On the line right now, the Snuffy Man, Shane Harwell. He's in the Coke lane, the tower side, dialed at 7-2. Takes on John Davis out of Huron in the big pickup truck, dialed at 11:39. Now 11:39.
Dial 1066. Run at 1070.
Snuffy Harwell with a red, and John Davis out there with a 009 tree in the big pickup. And it's 11:39 off at 11:39 with a 009 tree. That's a tough run to beat. John Davis, deadly man.
I know, I tapped the brakes.
That pickup truck tonight.
I didn't get one in, and I didn't want to see what it was.
Looks like the paper.
I want to know what I used to die.
Check it.
One more running trophy, and then we'll get everything cleared away, and we'll get ready for the next round of pro. Coming up on the spectator side, the Jasper engine side, will be Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee, in the big 91 Chevy half-ton. He's going to dial this time at 1074. Taking on Wiley Austin out of Lexington in the El Camino, dialed at 833. Dialed at 833.
This is a lot. This is what your windows look like. Ours, exactly. There's one that's just a little bit better than that. But I like the way he has the R74.
Spectator side, the big half-ton will go first.
How are you? Where you been?
Working, dear, working. I just got on work. Come straight out here. We have to get some pretty good, so we're right here for a little bit.
They've already quit taking up money at this point. Carl,
Who I got to run this thing?
18.
Tower side, the El Camino with the better of the two trees. Gonna head all the way through on this one. Breakout on both sides. Spectator side, Mark Tracy with the win. Dual breakout, and Mark Tracy gets the win. Coming to the line first, out of Lexington, Tennessee, AutoZone Camaro, what a rat Camaro. Carl Pratt. He'll run the Coca-Cola lane. Taking on Twain Gowdy out of Williston, Tennessee in Fayette County. The 1970 Nova, dialed at 7-7. Glad to have several drivers with us here tonight at the Jackson Dragway, and appreciate you being involved in the mighty Auto Parts Saturday night. 7-7 dial in on the Jasper engine side will go first. The Nova takes on the Camaro. We're now in the 8th finals. Going to the quarters. In the 8th finals, going to the quarters in pro. Jasper engine side, Nova goes first. We're in the bonus money now tonight in the Jackson Dragway. Pro 3, it's Pro 3.
Must have got hit.
How did he get hit? How the hell did that happen?
I'm sure Paul's going to do that one again. Hang on to those.
That race will obviously be rerun since it was a pro treat. Randy Birmingham and Jim Adams, 727 and a 678, 6 thousandths of a second apart off the tree. The Nova and the Camaro, 6 thousandths of a second apart. Tower side with a win on a dual breakout. Both breaking out, both cutting great trees, and Jim Adams gets the win. Milam out of Lexington takes on Darrell King out of Enville. It's at a 7-11 against a 725. The dial in's closer as we work them down now. Red light on the tower side, a 22 tree on the spectator side. So Darrell King gets the win on the red light start. Denis Robertson out of Pinson, Bobby McBride out of Williston coming to the line. Both driving 67 Camaros. Spectator side, McBride in the Camaro dials at 722. Denis Robertson on the Coca-Cola side dials at 610. The blue and gray. Tower side, Denis Robertson with a better trade. They're going to the line. Tower side with a win, a 610 off a 610. As Denis Robertson nails that dial in off a 21 tree and gets the win. Good run. All right, we're in street class. We have a rerun coming in a row that'll come after this class here. Before trophy. Bart Milam on the tower side out of Lexington, 67 Camaro taking on Bobby White out of Beach Bluff in the Vega. Close dial in here, tower side, Camaro goes first. Close on the tree, but the Vega has the edge. So we go to the line. And spectator side with a win. Both breaking out, spectator side with a win, Bobby White. Moves to the next round.
$762, $867. That's the one that give lessons.
On the Coca-Cola side, 67 Camaro. Tom Llewellyn out of Jackson taking on Chris White out of Linden in the 69 Camaro. Both Camaros coming to the line. Spectator side, the Jasper engine side goes first. 1 second gap thereabouts. 2 bulbs on the tree. Spectator side with the better of the 2 trees. The Camaros going to the line, side to side now. Spectator side with a win. Chris White takes it into the next round. Up next, J.J. Gardner out of Corinth, Mississippi in the Cutlass, taking on Philip Church out of Humboldt in the Silverado. Silverado pickup goes first. Tower side, J.J. Gardner with the better of the 2 trees in the Cutlass. We'll see what happens at the other end. Tower side with a win. 867 off an 865. Up next, Jeff Horner taking on Buck Wagner. Got a pro rerun that'll be coming next. They are close on the tree. 10 thousandths of a second separating the 2. Jeff Horner, Buck Wagner battle to the line. Tower side with a win. Spectator side there first, breaks out to do it. Tower side, Jeff Horner with a win.
Slaker's gonna run, or is he just gonna play with me here?
Jeff Kelly, Mike Smith. Pretty close on the tree here. Spectator side with a slight edge. The Nova, the Camaro, battling to the line. Tower side with a win. Breakout on both sides. 9 thousandths of a second the margin. And Jeff Kelly takes the win. Mike Smith gets there first, but Kelly with a win. Now we're to trophy class. We got the pickup wars now. Trophy class. John Davis is on the spectator side, the Jasper engine side, dialed at 1138 in the 79 pickup. Taking on Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee in the 91 Chevy half-ton, dialed at 10-7 this run. Identical trees. So they come off the line perfectly matched. So here we go. The pickup battles are on. Going straight through the lights, tower side with a win. And they ran identical off dial-in, so the computer breaks it by something under a thousandth of a second. An amazing, amazing run. So something like by 10 thousandths of a second or 100 thousandths of a second, Mark Tracy is the winner. Identical trees, identical run off dial. An amazing, amazing showdown there. So by a fly on the bumper, Mark Tracy gets the win and goes to the trophy finals, and John Davis will get a semifinal trophy tonight. What a great run. Next, Roger Tagavilla out of Memphis, Tennessee in the 70 Nova takes on Tommy Jarnigan out of Bethel Springs in the Camaro. Camaro with the better of the two trees. Jarnigan with the better of the two trees. And Jarnigan with a win.
You want to call Carl and find out? There's 7's up here. Okay, you just need to call 18, I guess, then. While you're ready.
And so, semifinal trophies tonight going to John Davis and Roger Tagavilla out of Memphis. Our congratulations to them.
Love it when you slide by that last
Yeah, what do you think? Whatever the heck it is. The run between John Davis and Mark Tracy, they had identical trees, ran identical amounts off dial-in, so the computer makes the brake call at more than 1,000th of a second. It goes to 10s, to 100s, to whatever it takes.
It's definitely an amazing run.
And that was what you call a perfect race. Who do we do the lane? Carl Pratt, Dwayne Gowdy to the staging lanes. Pratt and Gowdy to the staging lanes.
You got the Dragsters cars?
The Junior Dragsters.
I forgot. What is Shane's
I don't
number?
know. Shane is 2.
Except he's using a 24 or something.
And the Junior Dragsters are back. J.J. Teal and Shane Stout. Stout this time on the spectator side, Teal on the tower side. .001 tree for Shane Stout. Stout is out there with a .001 light. So here they go. And the wind goes tower side as Stout breaks out by 0.06 of a second. The break of the brackets. What a run. 001 tree to break out by 006.
Okay, here we go.
Good show. And a 12-10 for J.J. Teal. J.T. Teal. I'm sorry, yeah. Both have won 2. So this is the best 2 out of 3, or best 3 out of 5. What is it? Best 3 out of 5. And they're close off the tree, separated by 0.06 of a second off the light. So we got a run here. Here we go. And the wind goes spectator side. A breakout by 0.03 of a second. And so Shane gets there first, but he breaks out by 3 this time. Now this is the 8th final run going to the quarters is where we are here. We're in the 8s going to the quarters. Carl Pratt coming on the tower side, AutoZone car out of Lexington, Tennessee. The Camaro at 659 dial. Takes on Dwayne Gowdy out of Williston in the 70 Nova. This is an 8th final run going to the quarters. 8th final going to the quarters. Spectator side, the Nova will go first. Seven dial on the Jasper engine side. That Nova will go first. Red light start. 26-3 on the tower. So Pratt makes the advance into the quarterfinals. Now we are in the street class quarterfinals. Going the semis. Tower side, 116 Chris White out of Linden. Camaro takes on Bobby White in the Vega. And here we go. Tower side, the Camaro has a better tree. It's close, but the edge so far. Tower side, but the wind goes spectator side as Tower side breaks out. So Bobby White gets the win and goes into the semis. Trophy class, let's stage them up. Trophy, let's stage them up. Lateford George on the tower side out of Murray City in the Nova at 8-6. J.J. Gardner in the Olds out of Corinth. Tower side with a better tree. Tower side with a better two trees. Good close dial-in race here. Good pairings as we head down toward the semis, and spectator side comes back for the win. So J.J. Gardner gets closer to that dial-in. Picks up a big win there. And next we've got Jeff Kelly in the Nova. Tower side at 7-9. Takes on Jeff Horner out of Centerville in the Camaro dial at 851. Camaro will go first.
Good job.
So Jeff Horner will get the win. Trophy class is next. Pro Bracket, here are your pairings in the quarterfinals. It'll be Z374B Darrell King against SP350 Denis Robertson. Darrell King against Denis Robertson. It'll be M7 Carl Pratt against 43 Danny Thomas. M7 Carl Pratt against 43 Danny Thomas. Jim Adams 215 with a bye. Z374B Darrell King against SP350. M7 Carl Pratt against 43 Danny Thomas. Jim Adams with the bye. In street class, we've had one with a bye, one with a re-entry, so J.J. Garner, 144, will race Jeff Horner, 152. 144 will race 152. 143, Bobby White, who has not had a bye or a re-entry or an advance, will get the bye to the finals. So it'll be 152 against 144, and 143 will have the bye. And now this is the trophy class final. Tommy Jarnigan in the Camaro goes tower side, and Mark Tracy out of Atoka, Tennessee, who ran the closest race of the night with John Garner, where the computer had to pull her down past a thousandth of a second to determine the winner. The pickup truck will go first, this time off a 1072 dial. What's going on? And Mark Tracy runs a 1073 off a 1072 with a 12 light. That's a pretty good run. And he picks up the win, deservedly so. So it's a good run. Mark Tracy, our trophy class winner tonight. Tennessee with a bye this round. He hasn't had one up until now, won every round, so Jim Adams gets the bye this round. Street class will go to you next. Street will go to you next.
It was full all the way to the I caught this dude sitting there in the little queue. I said, "Did you back up and let us pull through there and pull it down and pull behind us?" Everybody gets behind.
Got a 70 train, a 148.60 at work here. And runs a 681 with an 8. At 100 miles an hour off a 679 dial. And that bye run is completed, and Jim Adams goes to the semis. We're in the quarterfinals right now in pro.
Of course.
quarterfinal run here in Pro going to the semis. Got a quarterfinal run going to the semis. Denis Robertson out of Pinson, Tennessee, 67 Camaro will dial 609. Taking on Darrell King out of Enville, 72 Nova. Dialed at 725, so the Nova goes first. A little over a second gap in dial. Nova on the Jasper engine side launches first. A little over a 2-bulb break. Here we go. Red light start. And Denis Robertson goes to the semis in the Camaro. One more run in the quarterfinals going to the semis. Carl Pratt on the tower side in the Waterat Camaro Moto Zone dials a 662. Danny Thomas in the Vega dials a 663. Danny is out of Henderson. 1/100th of a second gap in dial in. It's heads up time. Won't see it on the tree. So it's going to be Katie bar the door from start to finish on this one. 662 dialed on the tower, 663 on the spectator side. Quarterfinals going to the semis. Spectator side with a tree. Spectator side's got the tree to the line. They go. Spectator side with a win. Breakout on both sides, and spectator side with a win.
I think this is just a cheering.
You have some more coming.
Is he gonna run it, or is he just gonna play?
By run here for Bobby White going to the finals.
You looking for the last one? Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, he's so cute.
Bobby White decides to use this one for a time trial here. Cuts a 48 tree to 160, 160. And hits a 749 with a 9 off a 751 dial. So we'll see if he brings it down next round. And here we go. The other semi-final run, Jeff Horner. Centerville, 71 Camaro taking on J.J. Gardner. In the Cutlass. Got an 847 and an 875. Spectator side, the old Cutlass. At Jasper engine side, he'll go first. By about a half bulb on the tree. It'll walk down close. And it's close off the line. 9,000ths of a second separates the two. Tower side with a win. Breakout, spectator side, tower side with a win. So Jeff Horner will face Bobby White in the finals.
Yes. got anything more?
In pro bracket, we got Jim Adams, Danny Thomas, Denis Robertson. Everyone's had a bye or a re-entry, so gentlemen, you'll toss the coin in the semis. Winner of the toss goes to the finals. The other two race. That's in pro, and then in street, we're down to the final with Jeff Horner and Bobby White. So it's a coin toss in the semis for pro, and the final race coming up in street. Get the track ready to go, and then stage them up. Pro, we go to you next. Don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, race fans, Pro Modifieds. Rolling into Jackson Dragway, we've had funny cars, we've had pro stockers. The Pro Modifieds make their first show of the season here at the Jackson Dragway. We'll have everything from a Pro Mod 92 Vet to a Pro Mod S10 pickup. And that ought to be something to see. They'll be coming in from Alabama and from Florida. We'll bring in 4 top Pro Modified cars 2 weeks from tonight right here as Heads Up Pro Tree Racing returns. It appears that Denis Robertson has won the toss and buys his way into the finals. And it also appears he's going to use it for a time trial. It's his choice. He can just go down the track or he can make a run. .609 down. We got a 71 tree, a 129.60, and a 611 with a 5 at 110. Mile per hour has been real consistent for Denis all night long. So here we go, the semifinals. Jim Adams is out of Bolivar, Tennessee. Diane Sawyer was there this week. I'm sure she was impressed with the town. 70 Nova taking on Danny Thomas in the 74 Vega out of Henderson, Tennessee. And this is a close dial-in run. 674 and a 6.6. We're talking 0.14 of a second between the Nova and the Vega. Coming up next will be the street class big bonus final run. Jim Adams out of Bolivar, Tennessee, the matchmaker man, will go first by 0.14. Tree's going to come down really, really close. .676 off a 674. Thomas with a win.
I guess since Danny figured he left, he might as well go ahead and leave too.
They're not going to cross over the ladies section. You know what I'm saying?
Jeff Horner, Bobby White. White with a better tree. To the line they go. Spectator side with the win. Tower there first breaking out. This is the final in Pro Bracket on the Mighty Auto Parts Saturday night. Thank you for being here. Got a half-second gap in dial. We'll go from a 610 to a 66. One bulb on the tree. Between Denis Robertson out of Pinson and Danny Thomas out of Henderson, it's the 67 Camaro taking on the Vega. Big bonus money run right here, right now. Half second, exact gap in dial, one bulb on the tree. That'll be the margin as the tree comes down. Bringing them to the lights. Got them straight in. 009 and an 011 tree by 2,000ths of a second. Tower side with the win. Spectator side breaks out. 1007 over, 1007 under. What a run. Well, folks, we appreciate you being here. Y'all be careful going home. Pro mods in 2 weeks at the Jackson Dragway. See ya.